What's up, everybody? Ron P back here with some DraftKings picks for the main slate tonight. We have 11 games on the main slate. Before we get started, if you haven't hit that like button, go ahead and hit that like button and like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already. But we're going to get right into it here shortly. What I do on this segment is give you 5 value picks, 2 guards, 2 forwards, 1 center. I'm looking for players who are going to 5X, 6X, and if we're very lucky, 7X their salaries. These are players that you can fit into your lineup around other players. And these are players that I really like for tonight. So let's get right into it. And we're going to look at the point guard position. And we're going to go to the Minnesota versus Charlotte game. Charlotte's favored by 2.5 in this one. You have an over under of 224.5. Should be a fun game to watch. Should be a lot of points scored. As we know, Minnesota plays no defense. They're garbage on defense. Man, I could probably score against them if I had to. But we're going to look at the point guard position. We're going to look at Terry Rozier for $6,000. His projection on the night is 34. His projection would easily 5X his salary. So if he gets to his projection, great. I think he can get more. Let's look at his last 5 against Minnesota. He's had 48, 57, 30, and 39. So he likes playing against Minnesota. Let's look at his last 3 games overall. And he's had 53, 48, 21. So you see he's playing well. Hopefully he didn't eat too much turkey yesterday. He'll come out ready to play today. It is a home game for Charlotte, so I think they should be good. So Terry Rozier is someone I want to get into my lineup today at the point guard position. Let's look at the shooting guard position, and we're going to go to another game on the East Coast. That's an early game that should have a lot of scoring and should be fun to watch. And it's the Chicago versus Orlando game. And I'm selecting Zach LaVine here. He's 8,700 on DraftKings. His projection for tonight is 45. Chicago's an 8.5-point favorite. Hopefully Orlando can keep it close, so we keep the starters in there for their minutes that they usually play. The over-under is 212.5. To me, Zach is a possible prime play. When I say a prime play for me, that is someone that I will put in most of my lineups. I think he will show out tonight. His last 5 against Orlando's been 54, 55, 45, 42, and 42. So in his last 5 games against Orlando, he's had more than 42 fantasy points in each of those games. I do not see that changing tonight. His last 3 has been 40, 24, 37. We can even look at his last 5. He had 51 and he had a 44. Zach is going to be up there. Let's hope this game stays pretty close. Let's hope Zach goes off, though. I can see him doing his thing down in Orlando tonight. So Zach LaVine is someone I want to put. Zach LaVine, if I pronounce it correctly, someone I want to put in my lineup tonight at the shooting guard position. Let's go to the small forward position, and we're going to go out west. And we're going to the Sacramento versus Lakers game. And we're looking at Harrison Barnes, who is questionable. So let's keep an eye on that, from everything. Let's see what they're saying about him. Say he's questionable. Sprained his right foot during the previous game against Portland on Wednesday. So we do have to watch that. But I like Harrison Barnes in this position tonight. If he's healthy, if he's playing. He's at 18, 21, 39 in his last 3 games. His last 2 games against the Lakers, he's had 43 and 32 fantasy points. Harrison's been playing pretty good. He's only 6,100 on DraftKings. His projection for tonight is 35. The Lakers are 5th against the small forward position. So, hey, let's watch his status, watch his, if he's going to play or not. But if he's playing, Harrison is someone I want to put in some of my lineups tonight. Let's go to the power forward position, and we're going to go to the Atlanta versus Memphis game. And we're looking at Brandon Clarke. He's 3,500 on DraftKings. His projection for the night is 20. So Clarke is someone you can put in your lineups if you do the studs and scrubs thing. He's he has a scrub salary who has a very high upside. So Brandon Clarke is definitely someone to look at. Memphis is favored by 1 in this game. So Vegas thinks this game is going to be close. Pace is going to be high. 225.5 is the over-under. Clarke against Atlanta has, in his last 3, he's had 9, 13, 20. Let's look at his last 3 games overall. He's had 27, 24, and 9. If he gives us the input, if he gives us the output he's given us over his last 2 games, I would be happy with this pick. He's only 3,500 on DraftKings. He's in a pretty good spot tonight. It's a home game. I like him in this spot tonight. That's about all I have to say about that. So let's look at Brandon Clarke at the power forward position tonight. Going to go back to the Orlando versus Chicago game for the center, and we're looking at Wendell Carter Jr. He's 5,600 on DraftKings. His projection for tonight is 28. Chicago is 12th against the center position. His last game against Chicago, he had 47 fantasy points. Let's look at his last 3 overall. 36, 26, 14. So I'm looking for Mr. Carter's output to be between that 35 and 40 range. If he gives us that, that'd be great for this for his salary. So Wendell Carter is someone I'm looking to put in my lineup and in some of my lineups at the center position. So let's do a brief little recap here. Terry Rozier at point guard. Charlotte's favored in this game by 2.5. 224.5 is the over-under. Minnesota's horrible on defense, and you can probably take a few more players from this game and put them in your lineup, to be honest with you. But he's my value pick from this game. Zach LaVine from Chicago versus Orlando. Chicago's got 8.5-point favorite. Over-under is 212.5. Hopefully this game stays a little closer and the starters get their minutes, but Zach has beasted out against Orlando in his last 5, having 42 fantasy points at least in those 5 games, So I think he easily reaches his projection of 45 for tonight. Harrison Barnes, kind of keep an eye on this one. If he's not playing, of course, you don't select him. But if he is playing, I do like him against the Lakers. His last 2 against the Lakers, he's had 43 and 32 fantasy points. Lakers are favored by 7.5 in this game. And Harrison's projection is 35. So I do like Harrison if he's playing, but watch it to see if he's playing or not. At power forward, we had Brandon Clarke. Memphis is a 1-point favorite. 225.5 is the over-under. Clarke's output against Atlanta is not what I like too much that I've seen in the past, which is 9, 13, 20. He's been playing well lately with 28 and 24 in his last 2 games. I like him in this spot tonight. For the center position, we're going to Wendell Carter Jr. against Chicago versus Orlando, which could be a fun game to watch. Again, Chicago's favored by 8.5. 212.5 is the over/under. And Carter had 47 fantasy points in his last game against Chicago. His last 3 has been 37, 26, and 15. I like Carter in the position tonight. So those are my picks. My picks help you. Go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. That's all I have for you today. To the next video. Peace.